that this debate, I mean, not only in Rivers State, we have similar debates in other parts of the country as well. And even at the national level, we have the National Assembly elections. I've even heard that some groups, even at different levels, are also organizing even debates for even National Assembly members or even House of Reps members. I've heard of a couple of such scenarios playing out in Rivers State and some other parts of the country as well. But like I was saying a while ago, there is a school of thought that posits that debates mean absolutely nothing, and debates have no consequence or no effect on how voters decide to go eventually. What's your take on that?
Well, I disagree with that. What I will not say is that the debate, would ultimately take some effect on certain people. First are those who are undecided. There are certain people, now we have core party members who just want to vote the party no matter what. We also have people who are undecided, who are waiting. Some of these candidates are not really known. Some of them are not really known. And we don't have any one of them, returning. And so we want to see, people want to listen to them. I've heard people, in fact, before this time, we had a poll, and a quite number of those people on the streets to hear them speak. They will say, I've not heard this man talk before. I don't know what he has for us, beyond the fact that we want a party. So beyond the party, they want to see the mask behind those parties. And I believe that is why people want to listen. And also, if no opportunity, is too much for us to meet people right in the town hall or in the rally or in the debate like this. Every opportunity that is available for the politicians or the parties to meet the people will have an effect on the outcome. And so we've seen, like, apart from just voting, certain things that people also want to see. The atmosphere is very tense, and so we also hope that we're going to have things happen, that will make people a little bit more relaxed in the political atmosphere, because of the heat. When there's so much heat, you see mirage, and so that's what a lot of people are seeing. And during this debate, we also have peace accord with that the parties will sign on to. And the body language of a party or body language of a candidate or the principal of the party also tells how far that the followers also go. So I think that beyond just voting, the debate has a lot to tell. And for investors, especially too, who want to know what you have for the educational sector, what you have for maybe the maritime sector. People just want to put their money on something, but they want to know what you have, what the return on investment is, or what the economic policy in this area are. And so those ones also people want to hear the candidates beyond just the party slogans and the party followership.
Like you said, I mean, beyond the lofty promises, which are not a bad idea, by the way. People also want to hear the how.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, a debate offers such an opportunity. Now, that said, does it also serve as an instrument of holding people accountable, especially for those who eventually go on to win the elections? Can the things that are said during the debate be used as a tool of accountability? Because we've had scenarios in the past where things said during debate are held up side by side or against people who win elections, and some persons have taken offense at that and have actually demanded that such material not be used. So, are they a tool of accountability?
Exactly.
Or should what is said be simply thrown away after a person has possibly won the election and is in office?
Well, incidentally, and maybe unfortunately, we've had such kind of arguments. In fact, in all of these radio stations, maybe it's this one, I can't remember where I was last time, and someone was saying, just forget about those things they say, just political statements. Let's just vote who want to vote. But it's very important because you see, you can't tell someone's intentions. We cannot measure intentions. It's what we say, that tells us where the direction, the trajectory we are going to. And so when someone says something and does something else, it tells on the integrity of the person. And so if I say I'm going to do this, and for any reason I'm not able to do that, the citizens will understand. Maybe there are certain things that are beyond the control, but if you say you do this based on, that's why the house is very important. So if you say you want to build 20 schools, And you cannot see that what we have is enough to do that. People understand that this person is just making empty promises. So when you make a statement like that, now also let us remember, I also want to emphasize that the citizens, the highest, and I've made this statement before, the highest seat is the office of the citizens of Nigeria, and for Rivers State, the citizens of Rivers State, or the residents of Rivers State. So the onus is on us to hold our elected officials to account. We have not been able to do that as much as we need to do. CSOs, CBOs, and individuals. And so when they make such statements, it is enough for us to say, yes, when you are campaigning, the reason why I voted you was because of A, B, C, D. And then you have not done A, B, C, D. Tell us why you have not done so. So these are opportunities also for us to hold intended leaders into account.
Now, for the Rivers State Governorship Debate, of all the parties and candidates, it was maybe for logistic reasons or other reasons not quite feasible to have all of them be a part of the debate.
That's right.
So we employed the media and asked the general public to determine for themselves who the five, the number decided was five, who the five candidates are going to be that are going to take part in this debate. So, and I'm aware that the Rivers Debate Group, these 5 persons, candidates have been identified and have extended invitations to them.
Right.
So who are the 5 candidates? Who are those who have received the invitations? And who are those who have indicated definitively that they will be at this debate?
Yes, we have reached out to all the candidates that are expected to be at the podium on 19th of February. And they've all indicated that is the candidates for the PDP. We will have a platform where everyone who is contesting, the about 17 or thereabout candidates are contesting for that exalted seat, Rivers State, to be represented there. But you know what it is? Events like this cost money and a lot of logistics too. So that is why the polls were put up, and these candidates were actually harvested from the inputs of the citizens, and so that's why we have these 5 candidates, and they've all indicated their interest to be there. So we take it that they're all going to be there that day.
I'd like you to talk more on how these 5, I know I gave a hint as to that, but I'd like you to explain some detail how, we finally arrived at these 5 candidates, because after some announcements was made, we had, a lot of some pushback from some parties and some candidates. I even got some messages as well saying, "Oh, we didn't know about this. We're just hearing about this now. How come our candidate was not, made a part of the debate?" Or some candidates themselves even reached out also, saying, "Oh no, this is not right. This is some kind of favoritism or not. How come we're not a part of this?" How did we arrive at 5? But before you respond to that, we have a commercial break coming up now. Conversation continues shortly. Do please stay with us. Welcome back to the Hard Factor on Nigeria Info and here in Port Harcourt, the number one talk station. I'm Dio. Let's talk. It's 4:30 p.m. and once again the matter currently being discussed, the Rivers State Governorship Debate, and that's holding finally. There was some postponement. We'll talk about that, why that happened in a bit. But it's finally happening this Sunday, February 19th. 5 candidates who are vying for the number one position, number one job in Rivers State are going to be presenting their cases before the entire world this Sunday once again, and we're discussing the essence of that. In your estimation, what does the Rivers State Governorship Debate offer? Let's get your take once again via Facebook and Twitter. We're live there. Also YouTube, Nigeria Info PH. The phone line will be open in a moment. At that time, to call 070-093-093. But once again, joining me here in the studio, Peter Mazzi, Communications Manager, Social Action, one of the partners of the Rivers Debate Group that put all of this together. Peter, you're welcome once again.
Thank you very much, Dio.
So before the break, I asked the question, had to narrow it down to 5 candidates from 5 parties. There was some pushback from some of the parties and candidates as to why their candidate was not a part of it. How did we arrive at the 5 candidates?
Okay, let me start this way. The reason why some people are not happy that they're not represented, the reason why you had these pushbacks, the reason why people want to be there is because, first of all, is that they trust, they understand the importance of a debate, and they understand the importance of their being there, and also they trust in the organizers of this debate. The Rivers debate started in 2015. We held one in 2015. Also held another one in 2019. This is the 3rd. And so, if you look at those who are involved in organizing this, we are non-partisan, non-political organizations, CSOs, NGOs, and investors in Rivers State. And our history speaks for us. And so now, the Rivers debate, we have different committees. We have the media committee, which incidentally Nigeria Info also is part of. And then the committee agreed. The committee agreed that we are going to. The House agreed that we're going to harvest the parties to be represented. Now the modalities were agreed within the media committee, and they put out a poll there, and the people will vote on that poll. And then at the end of the day, they aggregate all the results from the different platforms, and the first 4 persons, in no particular order, the first 4 highest in number in the hierarchy, will be represented. Now, because we have a social inclusion policy, that we have, that we agree that for people, for some marginalized groups like the people living with disability and the women group, will be given special slot, which is the 5th slot. And so, incidentally, we don't have anybody from the PLW group, but we have a female, and only female there. If we had more than 2 women, we'll have put them in the pool as well. But because she's the only person represented in that group, that was why she got that slot. So the first 4 are the ones that we harvested from the online polls, and the last one was a female. It doesn't matter which party she represented, if she had been in SQY, but if she had been one in the SQY, she still would have been there. And so this is how we got to the first 4 and then the last 5. There was no deliberate attempt or intention to be biased against any party or be biased for any party. And this is how it was. The procedures were transparent. But this was, I know why people were angry was the 5th one, but that is what the policy is, and I think that it goes well with our MDG goals, for social inclusion, and that is what we try to achieve.
All right, so I know we talked about the date already. Is this Sunday, 19th?
Oh, yes, it's 19th.
Where's the venue and what time is it taking place?
Okay, the venue is Hotel Presidential. Is a closed event, so only those that are invited will be there, because we are expecting a lot of people to come in, and so the hall will be too small to be open to everybody. However, we have so the date is 19, like I said. Time will be around between 4 and 5 o'clock, and we have it's going to be aired live on Arise TV, and then all the media partners are also to air them by radio, which is very important. Radio will have it getting to the ordinary man, to the people on the streets in the language that they could understand as well, and then we'll have them logging. Then the social media, Facebook, Twitter, and so anywhere you are, you will have the opportunity to hook up and also to participate. So nobody will be prevented from being part of this.
So who are the moderators of the debate?
The moderators, we are still looking at that. I think that we have some of them within the communication team who have been handling it, before. But when we get to the point, we'll know who will be there.
Now, I imagine that already designed are the sessions, the kind of questions that are going to be asked. Could you give some insight into what the nature of the questions would be, and if there are sessions, how many sessions are there, what is the makeup of these sessions?
Okay, very importantly, the questions. There will be questions. Now, those questions, we didn't generate the questions, from the group. We have a question generation group. What they do is that we reach out to different pressure groups and different organizations, like the Chamber of Commerce, Tourism, MBA, NMA, the different pressure groups, about 17 of them or thereabouts or more. And the questions we are taking from these people. That is why we said this debate is very important, because the questions are coming from those who are stakeholders in the social and economic sector. And so the questions will be sealed. Even the moderators won't even know the questions. Will be sealed until the day the questions will be opened and given to the moderators just when the debate is about to start, so that we won't have somebody saying, "Oh, somebody question leaked somewhere," and because we want people to be organic in responses. So that's why those questions are done that way, so that people won't have prepared answers to the questions, so won't share, or any way to share answers anyway. But that is how it's going to be in the day.
So maybe we can't speak to specific questions. However, is the debate divided into some kind of... What is the format, basically, is what I'm asking right now. What is the format that the debate will take?
Well, I think it will be just the first introduction. We have time for the contestant or the participant, in this case, now to have the opening remarks. After the opening remarks, and then we'll have questions for a section. I can't tell how those sections are, but maybe for education and the social sector. After those questions, then the economic sector will come, and then security. These are the key sectors and subsectors. People want to understand how you do, like security, for instance, is something that people want to do, and then employment and all that. So those questions will come in those different. A short break, and then last section will follow. But it's going to come in sections as to be determined by the media group.
As happens with some other kinds of debates, usually at the end of the day, you probably have judges who are going to give some scoring, and the winner emerges. Is this similar, or is this a completely different version?
Well, this is quite completely different, and the reason why, like as I mentioned before, why the debate is organized is for you to speak to the candidate. It's not a contest. Nobody's taking results and telling who will win or who will not win. The people who are taking the result, taking notes, and perhaps will give results and personal results, are those who are listening from their homes, and they can decide who answered well, who did not answer well. But for the group, we're not giving any position as to who answered well or who didn't answer well. But I think that it's going to be a nice show, and the Rivers will be the better for it at the end of the day.
All right, now just to be clear once again, all 5 candidates have received their invitations, and they have all responded in the affirmative that they will be there.
Oh yes, all candidates have reached out to them, and they've all affirmed that they will be there, and I don't see any reason why, unless we don't envisage anything to the contrary. They've given us their word, and I believe that their word is their bond, and so we are preparing for the 5 candidates, and come 19th of February, they'll all be on the podium.
Speaking of the responses and the affirmation that they've given that they'll be there, why is it crucial? Why is it important for these candidates to show up on debate day to respond to questions that will be asked not just by the moderator, but these are very likely questions on the minds of the average Rivers person or Rivers resident out there as well? Why is it important that they grace the occasion?
Yes, because for two reasons. One, for the party. You see, what we have gone to do, we've taken the pains, taken the resources and time to organize this. Ordinarily, well, we also hope that the candidates should prepare, an avenue for the people to meet them and then for them to meet the people. But now we've done that. And so for the party, it's very important that they come, because if you don't come, you'll be shooting yourself in the foot. If we have 5 candidates on the podium and yours is labeled and it's empty, it gives an impression on the people on how seriously you take them, because it's not about the Rivers debate group, it's about Rivers people. And so when you call also a party, or invite you to a party, for instance, and you refuse to come for no reasons, and as a host, we won't be happy. So for Rivers people, one, they won't be happy, and two, it will afford the citizens the opportunity to hear the house, which is what they want to hear. And so for the parties too, will be shortchanged, and that is why you see people who just claim to be there. And I think that it's very important that every party that is and candidate that is invited show up on that day.
The lines are open right now if you'd like to join the conversation, and I very much suppose that you do want to. You can do so now. Call 070-0923-093. That's 070-093-093. We are live on facebook.com/Nigerian for PH. We're live on Twitter as well at Nigerian for PH. Let's get your comments and contributions to the matter at hand. Brian Snoyelo on Facebook goes, want to provide a level playing field for all the governorship candidates to take part in the debate by selecting a few candidates. The bias is already displayed. Bright, there's no bias here, and the detailed an explanation was given by Peter a while ago as to how we arrived at that number, and I hope you caught that explanation at the time he did so. Now, Jaja goes, my problem with this debate groups is that after an election, what happens next? For instance, look at what's happening in the country now. Assuming that PMB attended the debate, which I'm not sure if it did, how can the organizers hold PMB? Jaja, is not the responsibility of debate organizers to hold elected officials accountable. Jaja, you are a citizen as well. You're affected by their actions or inaction. It is your responsibility and the responsibility of every Nigerian to hold their leaders accountable.
Absolutely.
Wouldn't you agree, Peter?
Yes, I agree with you absolutely. It's a social contract. The contract involves the demand side and the supply side. And so we play our part, you play our part. And if you don't play our part, it is our responsibility. It might say responsibility for the citizens to say, if you employ somebody to manage your business. Now, look when you said that governance is entrepreneurship in a large scale. And so if you employ somebody to take care of a business, and you must ensure that he comes and gives account of his stewardship. And if you don't do so, your business will crumble. And that is how it is with governance. The fact that we make them comfortable is that they can take care of the business. So they have the big cars they have and the big houses they have. It's not just an entitlement. We want them to be comfortable and manage the resources and give us dividend of resources. And so if we just lay back and expect a few people to go and ask them how do you do, at the end of the day, we are where we are today because we are not doing that.
So, Jaja, once again, speaking of that social contract is with you as well as it is with every other citizen of this country. So if an elected official defaults on that contract, you have a responsibility to demand accountability as well, not just the organizers of a debate. Hello, hard fact to welcome. Please go on.
Good afternoon, Dio.
Go ahead.
Gabriel from Port Harcourt. My question is, I heard the moderator, the man in the studio say that they're not going to rate whoever is the best or not. So my question is, what is the significance of this debate if you, the organizer, cannot give a verdict as in regard to who has the best answer to your question, sir?
Peter?
Thank you.
Well, I thought I answered that. So I just repeat it. I didn't get your name, but you you are the judge. In this case, you are the judge. Your brother is the judge. Your sister is the judge. Your mother is the judge. We are all judges in our rooms. If the debate is done, I'm not saying where they will not say somebody answered well or not. It is you that is going to vote. If the reason why we put this together is so that you will hear from them, not us, not the organizers. So if you hear, you can judge and know who answered best and who didn't answer well, and then based on that you can make your decision. So that is why we have it. It's not for us to make to give a result, but you can do the judge.
And I'd like to add to that, to the caller and anybody else who is thinking along these lines also. The debate is not organized for the debate organizers. The debate is organized for you. Once again, that social contract is not between elected officials and debate organizers. Yeah. It's between elected officials and you, citizens, the citizen. So the debate is so you can make your assessment and judge for yourself which of them knows what they're talking about. And Vincent goes, take my words, he mentioned one candidate who will not attend the debate. Well, we will see if that happens or not. Hello, Hard Factor, welcome, go ahead.
Hello?
Hi, go ahead, please.
Yeah. I am so much interested in what your group is organizing. That's it's a welcome development. But my fear is, what will be the when there's any question that concerns the pensioner, this Rivers State, what will he answer? The whole thing, what they're doing there, they are not sincere. What Yetonke and his team are doing to pensioners, they are not anyway.
Caller, maybe that's the case, but Sim Fubara is not the governor of Rivers State right now. If pensioners have any questions, maybe on that day, those questions will be put forward, and you can listen to what they will say.
What he will answer when there are any question from that.
Okay,
let's wait till that day. Yes, we are all clear about what they will answer. Not concerning pension here, but a lot of things that border around and social life. So until time and believe that and then all this will have been open and what.
That's the whole essence of so that, you know, in case you're wondering, which is a good thing, to keep it on that day, whatever convenient sound is for you, to satisfy that curiosity as to what they will say. Like Peter McGann and the other matters, and not just concerns one particular candidate, but all candidates who are going to keep that curiosity sharp, keep feeding that curiosity, and hopefully you will be satisfied on the debate day. Once again, 070093093 is the number. Joined via Facebook and Twitter at Nigerian for PH. Let's get you comments, contributions, and as well. I'll get a few more of those. Let's take a few of those right now. Rivers Governorship Debate is an opportunity for candidates to speak to and amply have been their masters of blueprint for Rivers people. Any candidate that deliberately fails or refuses to embrace this unique opportunity offered on the platter of gold has without doubt implicitly informed Rivers people that he is the voice of Jacob Adhaviso. A proxy governor of Rivers State would not work this time around. Hello, how welcome, please go on. It is 40 a.m. So it is evening. You can go ahead.
I just woke up right now. Okay. Sorry. Good afternoon. Good evening. Sorry.
Go ahead.
I just want to comment on the governorship debate of Rivers State.
Do call back if you can. 070-093-093 is the number. Okay. All right, via here. Okay, I'll come to this message in a moment. Let's take a call now. Hello, Hard Factor, welcome. Please go on.
Hello, good evening, my good brother.
All right, go ahead, please.
My name is Goodluck, calling from Okenyeche.
Go ahead.
Actually, I've listened closely to our governorship aspirant, Sim Fubara. I found out that he doesn't have what it takes to govern this state. One.
Just a moment before you go on. We're not asking you what you make of each of the candidates right now. That's not the essence of this conversation, even though that is a viable conversation for a different day, but not right now. What we're discussing right now is the governorship debate and what you make of it, not what you make of a candidate in particular.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're very welcome. So, how about some clarity on the date, Peter? I got a message here via saying, hello, Dio, this Sunday is February 12, not 19, not Sumima. So, some clarity on the date exactly and the time for the debate.
Yeah, the date is February 19th, 2023. Time will be from 4:45. the debate will start.
That's next week Sunday.
Next week,
not this Sunday.
Next Sunday next week. That is it. So I mean, we're still, there's a lot we've done a lot, and there's still a lot to be done. And so between now and that time, all that those we are expecting are going to be here. We are expecting funders and partners from outside the shores of Nigeria. That's why it's important that what we do and do them right. People who are watching, Rivers people who are at the diaspora are also very interested. Foreign investors are also very interested. And then international organizations too are also interested. And so some of them have been flying in for this particular reason. They're also flying it to Nigeria and to Port Harcourt for that debate. And so it's something big, it's something huge. That is why it won't be a nice thing if any candidate or any party refuse to turn up that time. And we don't expect to
Sunday 19, to be very clear on that, 4 p.m. to 6 p.m.
Yeah.
And it will be live on Arise Television.
And every other radio station in partner station Nigeria in Rivers State, and also TV2.
Of course, Nigeria Info are key partners for the debate, so it will be live on 92.3 Nigeria Info, Nigeria Info PH, also Twitter, Nigeria Info PH, YouTube as well, Nigeria Info PH. We can take maybe some more contributions before 093 093 is the number once again. Let's see if I have a. Good evening. Please if he or she tells to.
No. The debate was and is organized for the gubernatorial candidates. We have not envisaged, we've not envisaged, and then we don't want to leave room, for somebody that not the country has a running mate, and so we just want to leave it strictly for the gubernatorial candidates.
Mm. Well, I believe on that note, that's a good enough point to wrap up the conversation. Remember, the Rivers State Governorship is coming next weekend, Sunday, February 19, put together by the Rivers Rivers Debate Group, Rivers Debate Group, I meant to say. And thanks to Peter Mazzi, he's with Social Action, key partners, the organizers of the Rivers Governorship Debate. Peter, many thanks for your time.
Thank you very much, and thank you for this opportunity to throw more light on some of these issues that burden around the organization and the attendance of the debate.
And of course, remember Nigeria Info are key partners as well, so it will be live on Nigeria Info also, and 92.3 on our social media platforms as well, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, Nigeria Info PH. We'll give you more information as the day draws nearer. Stick around, commercial break, top of the hour news update, discussions continue afterwards.
Stay with us.